when.
Okay.
Hello everybody, good evening. This is Positively Empowered Kids. I'm Jackie and we have Claire with us as well. She'll introduce herself in a minute. Welcome to the first evening of our Teacher Wellbeing Festival. We are so excited to be here with you. It's just something we're really passionate about. First of all, I'd like to tell you about an amazing competition that we've got. We have been donated 3 amazing books, teacher workload books by a lovely teacher called Bruno from teacherworkload.com. So if we can really invite you to interact with us tonight and any other night this week, any comment you make, you will be put into our prize draw that will be drawn a week today for one of 3 copies of that incredible book. The information is in the headlines of our talk tonight. So Claire.
Yeah, hi everybody. Like Jackie said, just so excited to be here. It's something we're really passionate about. And before we kind of go into our talk to help support you guys, we wanted to just tell you a little bit about Positively Empowered Kids. So this is a social enterprise that started just back in December when life was very different to what it is now, you know, particularly for schools. And we are all about family well-being and all about when I say family, I'm talking about the family of a child, which could be people in their households. It's the whole ecosystem for a child. So it's the teachers, it's the schools, it's the community around them. And what we aim to do through our events is to reach all of you and to give you support and actually show you how valuable you are in a child's life. And that is something that is so important to us. Jackie, do you want to take over?
Yes, so just to let you know a little bit about us and where we come from. Obviously, we're the founders, but we also have been working with children for quite a long time. So I am a mindfulness teacher, I'm an empowerment coach, and I run Empower Education, really empowering children, teachers, parents to be able to navigate life more easily. And whether that's building your self-worth, your resilience, or your mindset, it's all of that and more. So I do a lot of work in schools, and I also have another company called the Emotions Toolkit, and that's going to be something I'll share a little piece of tonight, but in an adult way with you. So that's, yeah, an adult way.
I like that.
Because we can play. And Claire, what about you?
So I've got a background of working in the independent school sector. My passion is children's mental health. And so I created the business Positive Pants, which started as a product, but is now all about wellbeing sessions and helping your child and the family and the schools around them to really tap into their emotions so they can communicate them, but in a really fun and creative way. And that's really important. And I think that thread is going to come into our talk a little bit later about the playfulness, I think, that we all need right now, because, you know, we're in unprecedented times and we really appreciate the work that you guys are doing in your schools and in your communities. And you need looking after as much as the children do.
That's right. And to start our talk off tonight, I'd really like to share a quote with you that I'm very passionate about, something that's really dear to me. So I really feel that teachers are amazing people who put their hearts and souls into teaching our children. You know, we're parents, both Claire and I. You do an incredibly important job, and it's often quite difficult, and you deserve to be treated as people whose health and happiness is important. We really care, really care, because we know how difficult your job is. I've been a school governor. I've worked in schools for the last 18 years, and Claire has as well for a very long time. So we do get it. Obviously not as full as being a teacher ourselves, but we do care, and that's why we're here. So we're going to share with you some really great insights tonight, really simple things that you can do to look after yourself in little moments that you will find and you can find during your day. I know the biggest thing for teachers is there's not enough time, but actually doing these really simple things can enable you to feel like you've got a little bit more time. It sounds a bit strange to put something extra into your day, but this is really simple stuff that you can actually do with children as well, and share with them. So it's kind of, I know that you care so much about the kids. This is a gift back for you, but you can also, again, ripple that out once you've kind of taken that in. So as a mindfulness teacher, I'm just going to introduce you a little bit to the concept of mindfulness and just see how we as human beings act in the different moments that we experience throughout any day. So we have a past, we have a present, which is right now, and we have a future. That's like 5 minutes time and onwards. So if you think about those moments that we have, if we are stuck in the past, we often have a lot of frustration and anger, and that could be just from 5 minutes before. 5 minutes ago is our past. So, we can carry these emotions that are this sort of in the arena of anger, fear, all sorts of anger in the past. In the future, you've got worries and anxieties, things that might happen, what if, those sort of moments. But in the present moment, in this moment right now, all is well. And that is the concept of mindfulness. We can fall into the past, we can fall into those angry states, those moments that are challenging, and we can do the same in the worries of what might happen. And if we can start to notice those happening, we can quite quickly bring ourselves into the present moment. And that is a very powerful place to be, because you can bring yourself into a calm, more balanced state, a more rational state of thinking, and make better decisions and keep your energy strong. And that's the biggest thing within teaching, keeping your energy strong. And one way that you can do that is by connecting with the heart. The heart is a very important muscle in our body. Without it, we wouldn't be here. So I want to introduce you to a company that I am very passionate about. They are actually a charity called HeartMath. And I'm going to read you a little bit. They have scientifically researched the heart and heart rate variability, and actually how powerful it is for us to bring ourselves into a calmer state by tuning into and working with our hearts. So let me just read you this so you understand that it is scientifically proven, and it researched scientifically for over 25 years. And that has been researched on the psychology of stress, emotions, and their interactions between the brain and the heart. And it's said that there is more information that goes from our hearts into our brains than the other way around. So it's a very powerful muscle. So what they also say here is during stress and negative emotions, when the heart rhythmic pattern is erratic and disordered, the corresponding pattern of neurosignals traveling from the heart to the brain inhibits our higher cognitive functions, which obviously are needed for us to do well in whatever we're doing. And it's the same for children. So it limits our ability to think clearly, to remember, to learn, to reason, and make effective decisions. But in contrast, the more ordered and stable the pattern is in our heart's input to the brain during positive emotional states has the opposite effect. And so obviously for us to be able to do the best job we can as educators, if your heart is coherent, if it's balanced, if the heart rate variability is calmer, then you're going to be able to do better in the classroom. You're going to have greater energy, and that is a really good place to be. So to share with you one of their tools, it's a really simple one, and I'm going to do it in my own mindful way, is to take a moment. I'm going to encourage and invite you to do this. And this you can do at any moment. It will take 30 seconds to do this. You might want to do it for 2 minutes, but for 30 seconds, you could just do this really simply. And all you do is focus your attention on your heart. So I'm going to invite you to do that now. You've obviously had a long day, you've worked hard, you've been around a lot of children. So take a moment for yourself, just a moment. You can do this with your eyes open. You can lower your eyes, which takes you into that feeling, and you can close them, open them, whatever you want to do. You can look at us, whatever works for you. Now you can place your hands on your heart center. Heart is obviously your heart's off to the left, but we're going to focus on the heart center. And just for a moment, imagine just breathing in and out of your heart, nothing more, nothing less. Just focus your attention on breathing into and out of the heart. And I'll do this and talk you through the breathing. And some of you will breathe deeper, some of you breathe shorter, and it's about finding your own rhythm. But the deeper the breath, the quicker your heart rate variability will balance out. So just for a moment, let's just breathe. Breathing in, just as if you're breathing into the heart, and then breathe out. Focus all of your attention in this area. Breathe in and out. Let's see if you can continue to do that. If you've had a stressful day, you might not be able to keep up with me. Keep breathing in and out. Our breathing becomes more difficult to do long, deep breaths if we're stressed. So let's see if we can just lengthen our breath as we keep going. Breathe in your own time now, and out in your own time. Just keep focusing on the center of your heart. Keep going, keep breathing as deep as you're able to. Doing nothing but focus on your breath coming in and going out. And now keeping your hands there, keeping the focus on your heart, bring to mind somebody who you take care of. It can be anybody, it can be a child, an adult, and bring them to mind, somebody who's really important to you. And really tune into that feeling that you are getting. And see if you can just make it as big as possible, that emotion. Maybe gratitude or love or care or appreciation. Just take a moment to breathe that in. And then let go of that memory, that thought. And take just one more deep breath into your heart. And let go. Well done. So that's, obviously I did that for probably about a minute and a half. And we don't need to take too long with children, but for ourselves, we can take that time just to bring to mind somebody or something. It could be just imagining sitting on a beach, you know, far, far away on a nice warm day at this time of year. That's a good thing. It could be an actual person. It could be an animal. It really doesn't matter, as long as it brings you a positive emotion, because that's what our capability is. We can actually shift our emotional states, shift our stress just by imagining somebody or something that you really care about. It's incredible, the power of our mind. So that is something that actually brings us into a compassionate, kind, caring, loving, appreciative state. You know, we can be grateful for things in that state, and it's a positive emotion. It lifts our energy, really simply. And as I say, that is a tool that we do with kids in the Emotions Toolkit. So if anybody wants that tool to be able to use with kids as well, please just send us a message on Positively Empowered Kids. Just click message and send us a message, or put it in comments. If you send us your email, I'll send you a copy. Now, just to let you know, there is also an app. Let me just show you very quickly. HeartMath have an Inner Balance app, which is free. It's called Inner Balance. It's just flicked onto another thing. And in there, they have some free guides. You see there on the, you probably can't see it on the app. But they have free guides where you can just literally watch track, which is about 2 minutes long. You can put that on at lunchtime. You know, when you've got a break, just pop it on, plug your earphones in, just do a bit of heart coherence. It will help you through the day. And if you do it with kids as well, you're onto a winner, especially at this time. So, you know, for us, the breathing is part of it. What that's doing, it's calming that signal between the brain and the heart. You know, we have a very reactive brain, and if the lowest state of the brain, I'll show you the hand model of the brain really quickly. The lowest states of our brain are into the reactive stress states. But when we keep the lid on, this is our higher level cognitive functioning part of our brain. Our prefrontal cortex is what we've just been working on. That is kind of keeping a lid on the stress and lowering our heart rate variability. So by breathing, the breathing comes from the lowest parts of the brain. We are consciously choosing to breathe from this area, our cognitive area. It's a conscious choice to breathe deeply, and that's your heart rate down, because you're choosing to control actually has an impact on your heart rate variability. So if at any moment during the day you feel a little bit of stress, a little bit of worry, a little bit of frustration, drop into your heart, get out your head, drop into your heart, breathe, connect. You don't have to have your hands on your heart center. You can just focus your attention there. And on that note, I'm going to pass you over to the beautiful Claire.
That was beautiful, lovely, and I thought, well, I might as well join in on that, because we all need that, don't we? And this is the wonderful thing to me is, you know, we all kind of wear so many different hats, and yes, you know, we're talking to you kind of in the situation at the moment as being a teacher, but you're also, you know, a son or a daughter, a husband or wife, you know, aunt, uncle, all those different kind of roles that kind of come in life. And so that's kind of a really great skill that you can just apply and use for yourself. But for me, kind of what really made me think about that is, one of the things that I really believe in is leading by example. And I think if that is a tool, something that you can actually use and show the children in your class that you're using, because children look up to us so much. They, you know, they really do. You know, all the grown-ups in their life, whether you're, you know, good role models or bad role models, they look up to you and they absorb everything. As you know, kids are like absolute sponges. They take in everything. And for me, it's really important that we show up as the best version of ourselves to our children so that we can teach and support them. But that doesn't necessarily mean having to be the most wonderful, perfect version of you every day, because let's face it, that is absolutely exhausting. It's not possible to maintain that. And, that's often why, a lot of people do experience burnout. I've seen it with teachers, with, senior leadership teams, all of that. You're just trying to put on the best face that you can and do the very best, because that's what we all want. We want to come out of our classrooms and feel that we've made an impact. And to me, what I'd like to just suggest to you is about actually stripping that back a little bit and maybe not putting so much pressure on yourself, because our children are watching us, but they actually need to see us sometimes having those moments where we do need to reframe. So that's not to say you go into the classroom and you've had a terrible morning and you're going to go in and obviously, kind of be in that anger mode. But what you can go in is by actually saying, perhaps I'm not feeling so great today, or, how are you all doing to your class? And actually sort of, opening up a little bit about what's going on for you. And again, this is not to obviously be getting personal or kind of, you've got your boundaries to respect, but you could say, do you know what? This morning, I think it would be really lovely if we just took a moment before we started and just show them that actually you have those emotions and feelings too, because I'm very aware that, children are people pleasers as well. They don't want to disappoint the adults in their life, whether you're a teacher or a parent or whatever role you play for that child. So if you can demonstrate to them that you're using certain tools and techniques, I'm just saying this in relation to obviously what Jackie's just done, because it just fits in perfectly. But if you can show them that actually sometimes we all just need to take that moment, and you're leading by example, you're showing them, so they're more likely to pick up and to actually understand and resonate with that behaviour. And you can do that, throughout the day, at whatever point you need. Just remind them and keep using it, because actually a really good time to teach children is when they are in their happiest most content emotional state. So what we want to do is get them in that habit of using these amazing tools and techniques that are out there. And there are literally hundreds of techniques out there that you can choose. But let's get the children into the habit of using them before they're kind of feeling too angry. But it works as a mirror. It works for you as well. It's going to reiterate it to you. It's going to be habit forming for you and going to make a really big impact in your self-care. And I think often we do forget to look after ourselves, to, actually remember why it was you chose this career, because it is a career path. It's more than a career path. You're impacting on, future generations. We all want to be that teacher that, some grown up somewhere, you'll never know it, but it's saying, God, she was my favorite teacher. Or do you remember when Miss So-and-so said that comment? That really made an impact. So just take a moment to just think back to why it is you chose this job in the first place, this career, this lifelong passion, this purpose, whatever that word is for you. And often, it's not going to be to deal with all of the regulations that go on, to deal with Ofsted, to having to be dealing with parents' evenings, or all the sort of trappings that kind of come with it. Focus on the really good bits of your job and the bits that you love, and just bring that joy back to your day where and when you can. And we know, especially in times at the moment as they're changing. It's difficult for children to adapt to change sometimes, but actually as adults, it's difficult as a teacher. But as I say, you've still got all those other hats on as well. So you're juggling how you're going to be doing your shopping. Is that going to change? Am I going to be able to see my parents, or whatever that might be for you? So just recognize the joyful moments and bring those back into your work as much as possible, but in a way that's kind and compassionate, because we all have off days. We all have times when we're not feeling on top. We're not feeling like we're doing our best work. And you know what? That's okay. It is okay, because we are all just human, and we just need that support system around us and those tools in place to just help us take that next step forwards. So that's what I would like to say to you today. How does got so
okay?
Just came to an end there. Sorry, I was aware of time.
That's all right. So basically this week, please, well, first of all, comment on this page right now on our post, because we really want to have you part of our competition. We've got really great books to give away to you. So you need to be in it to win it. So just pop a note, even if you're watching this on replay, pop a little comment in there. We've got a whole week before we're going to be drawing this. Our next speaker is Sunita tomorrow night. Sunita runs Every Teacher Matters networks, and she's again very passionate about teacher well-being, and she's an ex-head teacher, so she's got a lot of insight to share with you. On Wednesday, I'll be back with my co-collaborators on the conference, Teachers Converse conference, that we are launching next Monday, so the same day as the competition. David Gumbrell from the Resilience Project, he's an ex-head teacher too, and Steve Waters, who is an ex-secondary teacher and runs the Teach Well Alliance. So those two will be talking with me on Wednesday. And Thursday, we have the very funny, very fabulous Phil Sharrock. Again, he's an ex-head teacher and foster carer, so he's got all sorts of experience behind him and a good sense of humour. And on Friday, we have the lovely Adam Parks from Parks Education and Taking Off the Mask, and he's also an ex-head teacher. So we've got a lot of kind of good quality people that really care about you and have a lot of insight and sharing some tips from their point of view. So anything else to add, Claire?
No, just that it's a privilege to be able to speak to you. And at Positively Empowered Kids, we have got lots of exciting things going on at the moment. So do check out our website, which is www.positivelyempoweredkids.co.uk. You can access and you can direct families, and yourself as parents can access our Family Empowerment Hub, which is full of content and videos that you can use, that you can share with people. It's a really great resource that's building and growing. And we are doing some really exciting work. We've got some great talks going on with some schools, and we're hoping to be able to come into you at some point and talk to us about what is your wish list, what do you need for your teachers, for your community, for your children, and we will tailor that and make that a really unique experience for your school. We run a network group, so if you're a teacher and you're interested in speaking to not only teachers but other people that care about children's well-being, we run the Positively Empowered Kids network group, and we have over 480 experienced people in there that we can, again, support you and your school with. So if you want to be on our mailing list, please message us with your email address and we will update you with all the very exciting things that are going on at the moment.
A lot of exciting.
A lot of excitement.
So we won't keep you too long. We know you've had a busy day. Thank you for listening. It's been, as Claire said, a pleasure to be here. And it just, for us as parents who have children in schools, we can give back. We know that how hard you work, and this is just a little thing that we can give back.
Yeah.
Put any comments in if you've got anything you'd like to know. As Claire said, let us see if we can help you.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of free content. Check us out on YouTube as well. We are on there. And
podcast,
we've got a podcast
as well.
You can search for
and
us.
just please share with other teachers. So every day this week, 8 p.m, tune in live for those amazing speakers. And just, I guess, just to end it on, just thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you do for the wonderful children.
For sure. Give you the heart side.
Hearts, big hearts. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Lots of love. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.
And remember to smile.
I can't